Particle physics and accelerator. Till question 17 I have discussed. So we will begin with 18. Question 18 is the question actually related to a linear particle accelerator or a LINIAC. You can see an ion source is there and we apply the alternative potential. Explain, this is a structure answer which you have to learn. They ask us explain how the linear particle accelerator produces a beam of a high speed particles, making reference to alternating supply and the length of the tube, and it's of 4 marks. So how you can relate the length of the tube? So first thing, we use alternating electric field. So when we use alternating electric field, when the particle is between the tubes, it will accelerate. Like this section, it will accelerate. This section, it will accelerate. So particle will accelerate within the tube and so particle is accelerating uh, within the gap, like between the tubes or in a gap of the cylindrical tube. And when the particle enter inside the tube, the terminal changes. Like if this was positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive, negative. So when the particle is between in the gap or between the tubes, that the particle will accelerate. But the moment when the particle enter the tube, the terminal changes. Like this region, when it enter, this will be negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, and negative, positive. And the particle will not accelerate between the tubes. As there is no electric field within the tube, and we apply a constant frequency, like constant frequency alternating supply is there. Like let's say it has a frequency of 50 hertz. So means 50 times the terminal changes in 1 second. The frequency refers to how many times oscillation, number of oscillation. So 50 times the terminal changes every second. And why the length of a tube is changing, it is increasing. The particle is accelerated, the speed of the particle is changing, and particle take the same time to move through each cylindrical tube. Like here, if the time is equals to 1 second, the second tube also it is 1 second. The third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one all have 1 second. So as the speed of the particle, the distance is in speed of a particle increase, so the distance of the tube is or the length of a tube is also increased. So it will take the same time interval. So how you structure this answer? First thing we will mention that alternating electric field is produced. The particle accelerates between the cylindrical tubes or within a gap when it is in a gap. And when the particle is inside the tube, the terminal will be opposite, and it has a constant frequency or it will switch at a constant time. So the tubes get longer or tubes length increases, so that particle take the same time to move through each tube as it is accelerating. So these are the points you have to mention when you will answer a question related to a linear particle accelerator. In question 19, in 1962, the existence of the particle with a strangeness -3 was predicted. 2 years later, it was identified in an experiment involving the interaction of a proton and K- meson, which has a strangeness of -1. A new particle was given the name omega. The interaction which conserved the strangeness was this. Deduce with reason the charge on omega and whether it is a baryon or a meson. Now, how we can determine a charge? Because for the charge, there must be a conservation of the charge. So as there must be a conservation of the charge, if you see this is minus, it's a proton, so it is plus. So this is K plus and this is 0. because the charge must be conserved. The charge on the left hand side and right hand side should be equal. So if the left hand side is neutral, the right hand side should also be neutral. So k zero or k neutral is there, k positive is there. So means there this omega must be negative. So like reason, deduce the reason of the charge on omega. So what will the charge on omega? It will be negative. Why? Because the charge must be conserved. Whether it is a baryon or a meson. So how you can identify? As I mentioned, because if it was a meson, for mesons, they have a like a meson means a combination of a quark and anti-quark. So means baryon number for a meson will always be zero. But here they mention it has strangeness of a -3. Strangeness number for every strange particle it is -1. Like each strange particle strangeness is -1. So means this omega it should be made up of three strange particles, which is each is -1. So the strangeness number will come out -3. And when a particle is made up of three quarks, what we call that as a baryon. Why it is not a meson? If it was a meson, then strangeness, like first thing, it should be made up of quark and anti-quark. And if it is made up of quark and anti-quark, the baryon number will be zero, and strangeness number cannot be -3. Because strangeness number is -3 means there are three strange particles. If you are having a strangeness number of -2, a strangeness number will be, if it was a meson, then the strangeness number should be zero, because a strange particle and anti-strange particle, one is +1, another one is -1. So strangeness number of 3 indicate there must be three strange particle, and when three strange particles are there, that particle is called a baryon, because three quarks means baryon. If quark and anti-quark, then it will be a meson. Then using an information given in the table, deduce the quark composition of each particle involved. So how we can determine the quark composition? The equation is given, which is K plus proton gives omega plus K plus K minus. What is proton? We know proton is up, and down. That is for now. For the K, it's a meson, and K minus is also a meson with a strangeness number of -1. So this is K minus. By mistake, I put plus. So this is, so means K minus has a strangeness number of -1. So it means it is made up of strange, like one of the particle is a strange. And it has a charge of, according to a question, it has a charge of -1 as well. So strange has a charge, strange particle is having a charge of -1/3. So means I need another particle, but I need an anti-particle, because I need a charge to be -3 so that the sum -2/3 so that the sum will come out as -1. So I need, but it is a meson. If something is a meson, it must be a quark and anti-quark. So there must be an anti-quark. Which anti-quarks have, like you have +2/3, up is there, you have up is there, you have top is there, and you have charm. These are the quarks which are have +2/3, +2/3, +2/3, the charge of electron. So if it is anti-particle is there, then it will be -2/3, -2/3, -2/3. So means this should be made up of anti-up. So strange and anti-up. So this will be a combination of strange and anti-up. Then this is K plus, which is also a meson. And the total and this we already identify that This particle is what? This is has a strangeness number of 3. So means 3 strange particles are there. Because the total number of particles on the left and the right must be same. Like it must be conserved. Or if one side we have a particle, other side we should have its anti-particle, so they cancel out each other. So what about K? If it is up and anti-strange, and what about K neutral? It will be down and anti-strange. See how we got this result? This strange will cancel with anti-strange. This anti-strange will cancel with strange. So what we are left with? We are left with strange up and down in this side. Here, anti up and this is cancel out. So we are left with strange up and down. So the total number of the particle on the left and the right hand side is equal.